Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Ray Sports News and Debates. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be going over my 10 biggest impacting moves in regards to the NFL free agency. What I think of every move individually, not in any necessarily order, but just the 10 biggest moves in NFL free agency this offseason. Starting off pretty hot at number 10, I'm going to go Brian Burns to the Giants. I think this is a massive pickup for a line that really kind of struggled last year in terms of sacking the quarterback. I think Brian Burns will tremendously help them in terms of a pass rush and as well as maybe establish a little bit better run defense. But I do like the move overall for the Giants. Getting help on the defensive side rather than the offensive side, which I think they're going to build through the draft. Number 9, I think a move a lot of people aren't talking about, and that's the Bears trading for Keenan Allen. I think this is a big, massive move for the Bears. You know, you already have DJ Moore, who's a bona fide number 1 wide receiver. You're going to add a 1A or a 1B wide receiver. Keenan Allen. And they got DeAndre Swift in the backfield already. So that's 2 big moves, okay, that they made to help booster the offense. I think they are definitely going in on Caleb Williams, number 1 overall this year. Especially with the move we're going to talk about here shortly. But I love the move. If anything, you know, it just strengthens that Bears offense, who really just needs a quarterback that can throw the ball. Not a world beater, but just somebody who can, get the ball out to Keenan, get the ball out to DJ, and let them do their thing. At number 8, again, another underrated move that a lot of people aren't talking about. And that's the Chiefs signing Hollywood Brown to a 1-year deal. Now, the one thing the Chiefs need is a guy that can go out there and is just a route runner. And I think you can get that with Hollywood Brown. Now, he's gotten better over the years. I'm not saying he's the best guy. He definitely wasn't the best guy out there. I could have sworn they were going to go after T. Higgins. But Hollywood Brown, he's the first step. I do like, Kelce coming back. Mahomes is going to have 2 options to throw the ball to now, essentially. And T. Higgins is still out there. He's tagged, so you're going to have to give something to the Bengals to get him. Now, what that is, I have no idea. But, it helps that core. Rice is going to get better. It's his 3rd year. He broke out a little bit last year, and I think he's only going to get better. Because the one thing the Chiefs need is wide receivers. Their defense is solid. You have Patrick Mahomes. You can never bet against him. He literally just went back-to-back in the Super Bowls. But yeah, I gotta say, Hollywood Brown's a big signing. At number 7, Joe Mixon of the Texans. This is a move I didn't see coming. I could have sworn the Bengals were going to re-sign him, but I think because of the wear and tear, and just the toll that they have taken on Joe Mixon over the years, they're like, well, hey, we'll get some picks out of him from the Texans, and I like this move for the Texans. You get a bona fide, starter in Joe Mixon, who can catch the ball, run the ball as a 4-down back. Now, with him and Pierce and Singletary, one of them's obviously not going to be on the team come next in the fall. But, that's a conversation for another day. But I definitely like this move for the Texans. It strengthens that offense with C.J. Stroud, that quarterback, Nico Collins, and Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz. That offense is going to continue to be elite, especially with CJ learning after year 1. Number 6, Jerry Jeudy to the Browns. I think now the Browns really, I know they want Deshaun to work, but if you can get a solid quarterback in the first round, I say you take a chance. Deshaun's had 2 years, and I just think it's. I want to give him the pass. He missed like a full season and a half, but he just looked terrible last year. Well, 2 years ago, really, and he got, was injury prone last year, which is the reason why he didn't play a lot of games. But I like the move. Amari Cooper, Jerry Juder, Aaron Hooper, Kareem Hunt's going to come off of injury. You have arguably a top 3 defense with the Cleveland Browns. So the offense literally just got better, and it's going to be hard to beat that team now, especially on the offensive end. Number 5, I think one of the bigger moves out there, and it was the Baltimore Ravens signing Derrick Henry. And I'm gonna rant a little bit before I talk about this. Cowboys, what the fuck are we doing? Like we let Tony Pollard go, right? So we don't have a starting running back right now. Okay? You let Zeke go last year. You let, you let Pollard go. You let all these things happen. And we let Derrick Henry, and it blows my mind. He literally bought a house in Dallas, Texas. Literally, all you had to do was give him an offer, and he would have took it. Well, why? Why would we not even attempt? Why would we not even attempt to reach out to his agent and try and get him? This blows my mind why Jerry Jones is allergic or he hates free agency. Because we never fucking sign anybody. There were so many running backs out there on the market this offseason. And we let I didn't let him go. The Cowboys let every good running back on the market go to another team. And it boggles my mind. There's so many great running backs out there. But anyways, I like the move for the Ravens. I think you can get out of Gus Edwards and everything. And Derrick Henry in that offense is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I think you got Henry at least for the next 3 to 5 years. And he can still book it. He's still a trucker. He's still a contact running back. And I think it's the absolute perfect, great move for the Ravens. Helps the run offense. Takes the pressure off of Lamar Jackson a little bit. And now it's going to be really hard to defend this team because you have to defend against Lamar, you have to defend against Derrick Henry, and then you have to defend against one of the best up-and-coming wide receiver cores in football, and Mark Andrews is coming back. So it's going to be pretty hard to beat them next year. Coming in at number 4, I think one of the best signings out there, and that's the Falcons going out there and getting Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is coming on the age of 40 soon, and it's a great move. You have Drake London out there. You have Kyle Pitts. You have Bijan Robinson, who really Bijan is a top 5 running back in the NFL right now in terms of talent. You have Kyle Pitts, who has the potential to be a top 3 tight end in the league, if not one of the better tight ends. And then you have Drake London, who really had a mediocre quarterback core last year, or he would have broke 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. But Kurt, he likes to throw the ball. He's going to have a great run game. He's going to use Bijan out of the backfield. And watch out for the Falcons next year. I'm serious. I think out of every team in that division, I think the Falcons have the most talent offensively by far. And adding Kirk Cousins puts them just over the top in that division. Plus, I don't think you're going to have to, you can go like 10-7 and win that division. Number 3, this is going to be someone that's not signed. Well, he did sign with somebody else. But that's the San Francisco 49ers letting Armstead go. Armstead was one of the focal points of this defense last year. And they just let him walk. And now he's going to join a Jacksonville team, which tremendously needed a guy like him on that line. Their defense was absolutely suspect, if not terrible. But I think this is going to hurt the 49ers. And they're in a must-win, situation now because, McCaffrey's getting older, Kittle's getting older. Yes, you got Debo and Ayuk in their younger years along with Purdy, but you got to take advantage of these guys while they're still in their prime. So absolutely question the move of the 49ers letting him go. Number 2, that is the Pittsburgh Steelers going from one of the worst quarterback rooms last year to one of the best quarterback rooms this year. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. They had Kenny Pickett, Mitchell Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph, okay, in the offseason for 3 first-round picks and $1.62 million. They somehow got Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Now, Justin Fields is not going to compete for the starting job, although if I'm the Steelers, I'm going to use Fields' legs to my advantage, and I'm going to go through about 3 or 4 offensive sets that Fields can run, read option, shotgun, wildcat, whatever you want to call. I'm getting Justin Fields involved. He is too good and too talented of a runner to not use that against teams. Wilson's going to be the starter. Obviously, he's the Super Bowl winner. I think Fields can learn from him in terms of arm talent, arm strength, reading defenses properly. I think if not this year, for sure next year, Fields might be the starter in Pittsburgh. And number 1, I think the absolute best move out there, or one of the best moves, and that was the Philadelphia Eagles getting Saquon Barkley. If you would have told me it only would have took me paying Saquon $13 million a year to get him for 3 years, I would have called Jerry Jones and been like, what the fuck are we doing? For $13 million? Hell, Henry went for $9 million. But it gives them a playmaker in the backfield. I definitely think this is going to take the pressure off of Jalen Hurts. Saquon's a 3-down back, even at this stage of his career. Can still run, can still catch the ball out of the backfield. One of the more dual threat running backs in the league. And I think that puts them, I wouldn't say they're above Dallas in terms of offensive talent, because I still think Dallas has the best talent offensively in the NFC East. But this is a very, very good move. I think it evens, the offense out on both teams in terms of talent. But absolutely great move by the Philadelphia Eagles. And yes, I'm a Cowboys fan, and that's me saying that, but I got to respect the move. And if the Cowboys are going to be stupid and we're not going to go out there and sign all these great running backs, like a DeAndre Swift, who went to the Bears, like a Derrick Henry, who went to the Ravens, like a Joe Mixon, who was traded to the Texans, all these, Austin Eckler to the Redskins, or not the Redskins, the Commanders, sorry. But this was a crazy offseason, and I'm eager to see how the league's going to turn out next year. I'm eager to see the Falcons with Kirk Cousins. I'm eager to see the Vikings with Sam Darnold possibly getting another starting gig. And these are just some of the moves, guys. There have been a ton of moves. None the Cowboys have made, by the way. But that's another conversation for another day. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button to the channel today with your thoughts. And yeah, just your thoughts on the free agency so far. What moves you still think are going to happen. What moves you wish would have happened, et cetera, guys. But until next time, you guys have a good one.